Hi friends, thank you so much for clicking this video. My name is Chesiyna and you are welcome. So today I will be talking about breakthrough. This is a very encouraging video, especially if you are in the last stretch of breakthrough. So get yourself a cup of tea or coffee or any beverage. Relax and let's begin. Okay, so you probably know the drill by now. I have a really long blog post that is attached to this particular video. I'll go ahead and link it in the description box if you are the kind of person who is really blessed by reading. So I will start off by explaining what is breakthrough. So I will read what Merriam-Webster says breakthrough is. And it is defined as a sudden, dramatic, and important discovery or development. Now I have to confess, for me, when I think of breakthrough, I just feel as if it's a rescue. God is rescuing me. And I often picture walls being broken and things are being birthed, and it's dramatic, it's intense and sudden. That is my image of breakthrough. And when I'm praying for God to see me through, if I'm having a particular tough time, I usually envision that He's sending these archangels and and there's just so much stuff that's happening that's really, really dramatic. However, the biblical definition of breakthrough that I will read for you, what I wrote down is, for many people, breakthrough sometimes is associated with great success, right? However, according to the Bible, a breakthrough is much more than that. It is an event that occurs when God intervenes in history or on behalf of His people. So a breakthrough can be something that's birthed quietly. Yes, there can be intense moments. Like I've had moments of intense breakthrough where you're like, oh my goodness. But there are others that it just builds up over a period of time. It's not suddenly as we often think for it to be. Sometimes it builds up over a particular time. Yes, so that's just what I wanted to really make it clear, because sometimes people, when they're praying for a breakthrough, I know the image that you have in your head. So what I would say is, please reframe your mind, because you cannot put God in a box. The way He worked for one person might be different from another person. The way He worked for you yesterday might be different from today. So please don't put God in a box. Expect that, yes, He will come through because it's biblical. He will come through for me. But do not put Him in a box that, hey, this is the only way that He'll come through for me. God's ways are good, and He will choose the best way that He deems fit for you. And after you have gone through your breakthrough, if you look back, you're like, okay, God, now I understand why you opted to choose this route for me to go through. Okay? So I hope you understand about that. Keep that in mind as it marinates, and then let's move on to the next section. On my blog post, I discuss 20 crucial signs that you are going through a breakthrough or a breakthrough is about to happen. I will not go through all those 20 signs, but I will just handpick a couple that I feel as if will suffice for now. Now, the last stretch of the breakthrough is the most significant. Why? It's because this is the point where the spiritual warfare intensifies. The enemy knows that, hey, this child of God is about to birth something great. It's about to happen. So I'm just going to literally throw everything at her or at him so that they can get distracted, so that they can just give up when they're about to birth their baby. So that's what happens. The enemy swings in and he is ready to fight. But you have to know that victory is already yours. Your work is to endure this last stretch. It is, what I would say is that what I've witnessed is the last stretch of a breakthrough is usually a battle of the mind. Most of the time, a lot of the battle is in the mind because the enemy wants you to give up. The enemy wants you to give up. So you have to really be in tune with the Spirit of God. Please go ahead and fast and pray and do everything as the Spirit leads to ensure that you are not carnal minded, you're not fleshly. Hey, this is what God says is mine. I'm gonna stand here and ensure that I birth this baby, that I birth this blessing. So it is an endurance, and you can only do it not by might or by power. Guys, we can't do it on our own. We have to do it by the Spirit. We have to do it with God's help, with God's strength. Okay? So please, guys, remember that. So I'll just go over a couple of things. Of course, there is resistance when you're going through the breakthrough, that last stretch of breakthrough. There is so much resistance and you can almost feel it. You can almost feel that tension, right? The enemy will also try to get you to compromise or settle for less. I was reading the Exodus story all over again, and Moses was being told by God that, hey, breakthrough is yours. I am leading you out of Egypt to the promised land, right? But Pharaoh was trying to get Moses to compromise. Okay, you can leave, but leave without your flock. Okay, you can leave, but without these people. Like, he was trying to get him to compromise if you read the story. But Moses was like, nope, it's all or nothing. Okay? So you have to realize that at this moment, the enemy will try to ensure that you compromise. Okay, I know God told you that you will get this promise, but this suffices. It's really similar to what God says. Just accept it. What if it falls through? At least you'll have this backup. The enemy has a way to get in your mind and ask you to compromise or tell you to compromise. So please do not give in. And then this is one that I've experienced a lot. When you're about to go through a breakthrough, everything is contrary to what God promised. Everything is contrary. So if God is telling you that you will be very successful in your business, maybe you'll realize that your business is going through financial troubles, right? If God is telling you that, hey, you're going to get this scholarship, maybe that's the semester that you have a class that is just bothering you. I can go on and on. Everything is contrary to what God promised. And I find it funny as well how if someone is called to be a kingdom financier, oftentimes, not all the time, but oftentimes they will have money issues and all these things happening. And then the enemy will try to get into your head and tell you that, this thing doesn't look, are you sure God said this? Can you look? This is when the enemy will ask you to audit your life, your physical life. Say, are you sure? Are you really sure God promised you this? But guys, we have to understand that we are not, yes, we are in this physical world, but we are looking to what God has already promised. We are looking to, hey, this is what God promised. God is already looking at you from the point of victory. So please do not give in. And then, of course, the enemy will plant seeds of doubt. Like I said, it is a battle of the mind. Negative thoughts will be flying round and round. Who do you think you are? You are no one in your family has ever done this. What makes you think you'll be the first one to do this, right? Of course, there's discouragement and then there's distractions. Guys, look, yeah. And then, oh gosh, there's attacks and temptations. I've witnessed this firsthand. Right before your breakthrough, you get 4 or 5 temptations back to back. Bam, 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 bam. What? Are you kidding me? But yeah, you can't give in. There's a lot of emotional pressure, and you feel as if there's unexpected challenges. All of a sudden, someone calls you, did you hear that this happened and that happened? Guys, are you serious? Yeah, and the last thing that I wanted to say, which is a positive thing, is if you are in tune with the Spirit of God, despite everything that's happening, what you feel is a sense of hope and reassurance. Okay, God has it. And God will send you those clues. He will send subtle clues and subtle reassurance, just letting you know that, hey, you are on the right track, so that you can hang on. So people will look at you and say, gosh, you're still doing this? You're still on this grind? Really? You are still doing, like, people will not understand why you have this crazy faith. But it's something that God has deposited in you. And you just feel as if, I don't know why I'm doing this. If you look at a lot of testimonials for people who have done great things, they will always tell you, like, I don't know why I had this will and this grit to hang on, but I just stuck to my gut. That's what they usually say. I stuck to my gut. And I believe that is a sign of you're about to go or enter your breakthrough season, right? You are about to go through your breakthrough season. So yes, go and read the whole 20 points that I wrote, because I go ahead and actually dissect each post as you're going to see once you click the blog post. But please keep that in mind. Those are actually signs that breakthrough is near. Now, this video will not be complete if I don't talk about David. And this is a portion that I also wrote about. When I was reading about David and his breakthrough moment at a place called Baal Perazim, I read it again and I cried. I cried because of this particular verse. Let me read it. It's actually 2 Samuel 5:20. And just a bit of a synopsis is David was facing a lot of resistance, and he was about to fight the Philistines. And you could tell that he was in communication with God. He's like, should I go? Is victory mine? And God tells him go. And then God gives him the strategy to get breakthrough. That's why I say communication is key. During this time, you have to listen to God. Turn your heart, turn your eyes, turn your ears to God, right? And here in 2 Samuel 5:20, it says, and David came to Baal Perazim, and David defeated them there. And he said, the Lord has broken through my enemies before me like a breaking flood. Therefore, the name of that place is called Baal Perazim. And you know, Baal Perazim is translated to the Lord of breakings through, or the possessor of breaches. So that basically means that God gave him that opportunity to just break through against the enemies and win. So what I would say is, if you are going through this season where it feels so painful, guys, I know this, I've gone through this so many times. In 2010, I had a season, it was so many months of, I was laboring and I knew something was coming, but everything looked so crazy. And there was, I mean, at this point, I was kind of spiritually immature. And I just remember I used to cry a lot, and the only thing that I could do was read the Psalms over and over. But anyway, that's the best that I could do. And I think God just gave me the grace to hang on over this period of several months. And then I received my breakthrough. Now, another thing, okay, I still have time. Okay, so another thing that I would like to note as I say that is, the enemy will always fight your breakthrough. He will always fight your breakthrough because it's connected. At times it is connected to your destiny. Like for me in 2010, the enemy was fighting me against a job that I was supposed to get. The way the enemy was so crafty in using people, in using all kinds of crazy games, mind games, to be able to basically drive me away from my blessing. It was crazy. This was 2010. But in any case, I hanged on and I was able to receive the breakthrough. And in hindsight, I'm like, okay, the enemy was fighting me so much because the tools that I learned in those jobs from 2010 till the time that I resigned from my job, because those were 2 jobs. What I can tell you is I learned so many things that is directly connected to my destiny. So the enemy was literally trying to send me down a different path that is not of God. So I did hang on. So if you're going through this season, what I would say, I've been there so many times. I think with every breakthrough, I kind of have muscle memory of, okay, this is what I need to do. Okay, this is what I need to do. Am I perfect? No. No, I'm not. But I feel as if now I'm like, okay, I understand what's happening. I understand what's happening. So let me go get down on this posture and do this. Okay. So what I would tell you, if you're going through this season, I know it's difficult, but please hang on. You will break through. You will go through the other side with the grace of God and with His guidance. So hang on, and I am praying for you, and I know you will be victorious. You will be victorious, and you will have your Baal Perazim moment where you praise God and you say, hey Lord, I thank you because you are the Lord of breakthrough. Okay? I love you guys. I really appreciate. Guys, I'm trying to close before time runs out. But yeah, so you will say that, God, I love you and I praise you. You are the Lord of breakthrough. So I know that will be a portion. Okay, I'm claiming it on your behalf. Okay, so I love you and I thank you so much. And guess what? I will see you on the next one.